Hey everyone, so things are, how can I say, progressing at Campifree, and the scientists also seem to feel that they have started to drill at Campifree, whether you believe it or not. So they're drilling to find out about what's going on at Campifree, and that was quite a controversial topic because they just recently wanted to drill geothermal wells, and it was a big uproar from the population. So I'll tell you what they're doing now in this video, but there's also a new earthquake swarm, and maybe you notice the intervals between these earthquake swarms are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. To me, it's basically a continuous earthquake swarm. And we have the new INGV weekly bulletin for the week of September 15th to September 21st. So they're always a little bit behind, but also in this week, 35 earthquakes at least. But what's the big takeaway from this? The Fumarole temperature in the Solfatara crater is high, is crazy high, because it used to be at like 94, 95 degrees Celsius. And now the temperatures that they're measuring there confirm this, how they say, increasing trend. I would rather say concerning trend. I tend to say alarming, really. Average value of 165 degrees Celsius. And that is similar to the increase in diffuse flows and equilibrium temperatures in the hydrothermal system. And the trend with the land rise at the Brady seismograph. The land is rising constantly with 1.5 centimeters per month. And then look at the latest earthquake swarm. I was waiting a little bit before I was reporting about this because I wanted to see how long will it last and how big will the magnitudes be. So the magnitudes were not super high. The last one was 1.5, 1.0. We had a bigger one of 1.7. But you see, this already started on the 24th and was 1 day break. 23rd, there was nothing. Then 22nd, 21st, 20th. So the earthquakes are happening continuously. And if we look at the epicenters, for example, at the last one, the 1.5, of course, it's absolutely no surprise. It's in the area where we have the Solfatara to the shore. So that earthquake swarm that I just showed you, this is more than 35 tremors, because this list only shows you the ones above magnitude 1. So they were way more. This was quite a big earthquake swarm right underneath the Campifree caldera. So the question is this seismicity heading for another peak? Is this leading up to another 4 point something? So are we moving closer to an eruption with everything escalating, with more earthquake swarms in shorter intervals? The land keeps rising. Everything points towards that, and we've heard it from many, I have to say, many studies. Check out my Campifree playlist. There you can see them all, of seasoned scientists, local INGV scientists, but also worldwide experts have looked at that. And I think really we are seeing this trend that is moving towards an eruption. And we've seen it in the last study that scientists kind of told us everything right now looks like before the Monte Nuovo eruption. So that's why they think that there could be some warning signs if the land rise suddenly starts to really accelerate heavily. So that there could be maybe a warning time that would be enough to evacuate, but that really is in question because volcanoes never behave the same from eruption to eruption. This is another area than Monte Nuovo. This is the Solfatara area. This could end up completely different. And we have the risk of phreatic eruptions, sudden phreatic eruptions that can come out of nowhere without any warning. We have seen White Island. We have seen the small ones at Yellowstone within the last 12 months. There were 2 at least. So I think this is a little bit naive to think that they have enough time to evacuate 500,000 people in the direct affected area and almost 6 million people in the greater Naples area, because even a small eruption is also already catastrophic for this area. And don't forget all the signs: increased earthquake swarms, land rise, Fumarole temperatures. These are signs that a volcanic system continues to pressurize, build up pressure. I still think, and I've said it many, many times, what they have to weigh in is, should we start evacuating and panic everyone? Tourism industry, property values, investments, that would all be gone. So are politicians and officials telling us the truth, or do they want to keep the lid on it? That's my opinion. But they're drilling now. Let's get to the drilling. They call this geological and geophysical studies for seismic microzonation at Campifree. And that has begun. They're drilling. They have been awarded to a company that's local in the region, and this drilling will last at least 3 months. But they say, oh, don't worry, it will not interfere with your daily life. They actually began yesterday. So this is, they want to learn about the Brady seism phenomenon, how they call it. And if you look at that map, you have these rings, and interesting is the blue zone. They call this the intervention zone. So the technicians will conduct these surveys in the blue zone, which includes the municipalities of Pozzuoli, Baccioli, and the western areas of Naples. So they call this micro drilling. They want to perform micro drillings underground, so small holes in the ground, approximately only 12 centimeters in diameter, and to a maximum depth of 100 feet. That's 30 meters. So I don't think this is reason to panic. I don't think holes like this will help the volcano explode. I don't think there's any danger coming from this. And that's what they're also saying, that there will be no risk. They say their interventions are being carried out by expert technicians. That doesn't calm me down, because they have never, this is a supervolcano, this is Campifree. You can't be an expert on this, because the scientists don't even know what is really going on. They say work will not interfere with the population, and they say this is important to clarify that these operations are not drilling operations. That's what they're saying, because I mentioned it, the uproar when they wanted to drill geothermal wells. So we will see. Maybe we get new interesting information. I will keep you updated, guys. I will put a few of the new studies about Campifree that are alarming, in my opinion. Check them out. I think this volcano is continuously walking towards disaster. Thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel, check the links in the description, buymeacoffee.com/silky to keep me going. Thank you for the supers. Click the join button to join the channel for private behind the scenes videos. And I hope I see you very soon if you click the video in the end screen, guys. And if you want to see a video about Silky on tour, live in the tsunami hazard zone, then click the video where you see me with the tsunami sign. I see you there, hopefully. Bye-bye.